Okay, grade 6, let's have a look at how to write a script using our script scaffold. At the top you'll see scene with the ellipses. This is where you identify the event number that you're focusing on and developing into a script. So if we're looking at the very first event that you've identified and developed ideas for, we would say event 1. Now when we're thinking about those ideas, the actions that you have identified are going to be essential in order to tell this event correctly. We're going to be thinking about the stage directions. We're going to be thinking about the roles that are involved, what those roles will say. And then we'll be repeating that all the way through until we finished our scene. So, for example, we might have our first role being Grandma. And Grandma might be sitting on the stage and saying this line: to tea or not to tea? That is the question. Now, we want to know what Grandma is doing when she's saying the lines. So here, we'll say what she's doing before she says the line. So let's say Grandma is sitting at her table with the teapot and cups in front of her. Checking the spelling and correcting. Now she's got to be speaking to someone. Now that next person that she's speaking to, we're not going to put their lines in the same space. They have a different role, so we'll put their role here. We'll call that role grandson. And we'll write grandson's roles, lines, in this space here. Alas, poor Yorick shall not join us for tea this afternoon. Now you'll notice this is what Grandma says, and grandson replies to her here. We don't put their lines together, we separate them. Now, it might be that there's no stage directions. In this case, we will have a clear stage direction. We'll say that Grandma looks questioningly to grandson. All right. Now, this is a back and forth conversation, so we need to give Grandma something else to say following this. So we'll say, Grandma is speaking again. We identify the role. Notice that all of the roles are here. Now, I've made a mistake that you might have noticed in the scaffolding that I need to correct. I haven't used all capitals, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to fix that. Grandson in all capitals. Grandma in all capitals. Grandma in all capitals. The text is not in all capitals and it's not in bold. You'll notice that here as well. So let's see, what is Grandma going to say back? We'll say, then we shall tea together. Milk and sugar? Question mark. Now there won't be any stage directions here, so we can just leave that blank. However, in the middle of this text, there's something that I would like Grandma to do. So again, I'm going to put in the stage directions. Now note that the stage directions, they're not in all capitals, but they are in bold. So when we put the stage directions in here, we're going to put it in bold so that the person who's learning the lines knows that they don't learn this line. This is simply an instruction for what they're going to do when they perform. So that might look like this. Holds milk up. All right, and we're going to put that in brackets so that it's really clear that this is not part of the text that she's saying or the actor's going to say. Now you'll notice that the rest of the scaffold is empty space. You can go in and you can add new lines. If you're having more lines, which you probably will, you can add new lines by going in, right-clicking it, and say Insert Row Below, If you've got one row like this, which looks like it's there for stage directions, right-click it again, and you can go to Split Cell. We're only going to have two columns, one column for the name of the role and one column for the role's lines, and it'll look a little bit like this. And that way, we've got our script. Best of luck.